Hey everybody, today's just a short video on how to make GDB more enjoyable. Happy New Year, everyone. I hope you're doing well. It's been a while since I did a video on GDB, and I just wanted to spend a little time talking about it because I know a lot of you are starting new semesters, new classes, and you may be trying to start fresh. And one of your New Year's resolutions might be to improve your debugging skills. And so today, I just really quickly wanted to show you a GDB command that you may not have known about at all, but might make your life a lot easier. And it's probably easier for me to just show you, so let's just jump into the terminal. Okay, so we're in the terminal. So normally when I'm using GDB, in this case, I'm just using it with a program. It doesn't really matter what program, I'm just going to start it up. But when students start using GDB, they're often a little concerned about the interface. The interface isn't as user-friendly as they're used to. And if you haven't seen GDB before, I do have a bunch of videos. Check those out. It'll give you some of the basics. But normally what would happen if I'm going to debug a program like this is I know kind of what I'm looking for. So maybe I know that I want to be in main, so I set a breakpoint in main, and then I can run it, and then I can step through the code, and I can look at things like, what are these different values? What are these variables? That's fine. This is just a test program. Please don't interpret anything from the code you're seeing here, because this is just an example that I used in one of my classes to demonstrate some different features of C. But the point is that this interface sometimes is a little cumbersome, especially when you don't know really what you're looking for, you're reverse engineering something, or if you're just debugging somebody else's code and you aren't familiar with it. So one thing that GDB has that you may not have realized is it has a TUI. As a terminal user interface, this is just a curses-based interface that allows you to have a slightly more user-friendly experience in this debugger. So if you're not familiar with curses, that's okay. I did talk about it in my 25,000 subscriber play button video, and I also used it a year and a half ago in my Halloween video. Simply put, it's just a way to get GUI-like functionality in your terminal, and so that's what we're going to use here. Now, if we want to get the TUI up and running, the easiest way is going to be just to type layout next. Okay, now there are other ways we get it started up, but this is what I usually do. So layout next, just basically, there are different layouts you can use with the TUI. This happens to be one of them, but if I do layout next again, you can see I cycle through some different layouts. And basically the whole idea here, it's pretty simple, is to try to give you information that you need all the time right up front and center in front of you while you're debugging. Okay, so let's go back to this original one, because this is the one that I use most often. And the idea is I still want the ability to type in GDB commands down below. So down here in the bottom, we still have the ability to run the next command, and it's going to go to the next line. But up above, I can see my source. And this just prevents me from having to type list all the time. I can still do that. And normally if I type list, it's going to just show up in line in my debugger. Now it shows up above. That's really nice. Also, we've talked a little bit about assembly in the past. And so if we want to, for example, look at the assembly code that we're running, then this layout might be helpful. Okay, we can also switch, and this will show us both. We can see the C code and we can see the assembly, and this can be really useful if you're trying to understand what the equivalent assembly is, how it's translating into assembly. Also, one other thing you may not realize is, let's say that you're stepping through, and normally we would use next or step to step over statements or to step into statements, but you can also step per instruction. So this is per assembly instruction. And really for this, all you're gonna do is use like next I. So the next I is just like next, it's gonna do a step over, but it's instead of going one by one through your C statements, it's going to instead go by your assembly instructions. So if I'm going here, you can see I'm going just one instruction at a time. And eventually, as we go, it will go to the next line of C code once we're done with that line of C code. But so you can sort of see what assembly is involved in each of your lines of C code, which in a lot of scenarios is really useful in helping you understand what's actually going on. And of course, there's also a step I command, which does the same thing. It's just like step, like as next I is to next, step I is to step. It just steps into rather than steps over. And folks, that's all the time I have for today. This is a short video. I told you it was gonna be a short video. I hope it's helpful. I hope it makes your experience in GDB a little smoother, a little more user-friendly. I know it's been a while since I posted, but I got more videos coming up in the near future. So subscribe if you wanna make sure you don't miss them. And until then, I'll see you later.